I'm such a nerd at heart. Everyone thinks I'm like one way, but I'm such like a nerd.
Who's weirder when no one is watching?
Whenever I get on stage, I kind of like lose control, and that's what happened on stage this weekend. And I was playing this stuff back on Twitter, and I was like, I sound very aggressive. I'm not the person, I'm not aggressive. I don't cuss people out like that. I don't know what happened. I'm a little, what do they say? Good girl in the streets, but a freak in the sheet.
How does Chloe manifest itself in the production powerhouse that we see on stage and that we're going to see tonight?
Well, that part is easy because Chloe is proudly a nerd. So I get to nerd out in the studio all the time. So that's, for some reason, that's where Chloe is still there, but she's just more confident.
Did you grow up singing in church?
I did. So I love God so much, and I am a huge gospel fanatic. Yeah. Like, I think one day I'll make a gospel album.
No, I'm not high. First _order _ of business. I've never smoked at all. I've never smoked weed or anything, done an edible, nothing. This is just me high on life, baby. Stop trying to bring me down.
I love God so much, and I always talk about him in interviews. Some of the feedback I'll get is, how can you talk about God and be this risque or things like that? But what people don't realize is God has made us perfectly in his image, and who are we as human beings to judge one another? And I know God loves me exactly as I am. And clothes are materialistic. We can't take clothes or even this human body to heaven with us. So really, what is the shell that we're in?
For millions of black women, many blessed with brains and beauty, finding the right man is proving elusive. But why?
Why do we have such low marital rates? And I'm not talking about black women marrying black men. I'm talking about men of all race wanting or desiring to marry a black woman.
Single, black, and female. Well, research shows more and more young women of color are having trouble finding that special someone to marry.
Why is it that black women appear to be undesirable when it comes to marriage?
All over, conversations are being had about why black women are not getting married. According to research, black American women are the least likely race of women in America to be married. This is a phenomenon. This is a problem. Marriage presents so many benefits, and black women, we are losing out. Why aren't black women getting married? I think I've come up with the answer, and I put it all together in my digital ebook. Marriage is for black women too. In this ebook, you will learn why I believe black women are not married, the benefits of marriage for black women, what God says about marriage, and ultimately what we can do as black women to not only get married, but to stay married. At the end of the book, I have discussion questions for you, your girlfriends, your small group, your church can look at and review so you can reflect on everything that you read. I believe that you're going to get a lot out of this book and maybe some answers that you did not know about why the black woman's marriage rate is so low. For black women out there that want to be married, have hope. It can happen. Get the ebook to see how you can get married and improve your chances. Please click the link in the description box to get your copy today. Chloe is a good girl who came from a two-parent stable home, Christian home at that, who had an image of modesty and professionalism and who was proper, and then gradually came out and started being this bad girl. And unfortunately, her music career hasn't done anything to help it. I think she's just becoming just someone that men want to look at or people want to look at to see what she's wearing because she doesn't wear anything anymore. But all of this sexiness that she's trying to put out and push on everybody, because I just don't believe that's really who she is. A lot of people can see through it. And I think maybe that's why it's affecting her album sales or it's affecting her music and stuff like that. It's affecting her art because instead of her just putting out good music and just being that star that she is and that good girl that she is and embracing that, it's kind of like she's putting on this mask and trying to be somebody else. And her art is suffering for it. I remember when Chloe started to make this change, there were people, a lot of men specifically, who started to call her out because they said, this is not you. See, real recognizes real, right? And she would post, I remember she would post some stuff where she was half naked, half dressed. And of course, her followers went up. Of course, men loved it. Women loved it. People were looking at her and she got the clout that she was looking for. But I do remember a few times where there would be some men in the comments saying, this is not you. You are not this girl. Why are you trying to act like you're a bad girl, like you're some type of Little Kim or some sex symbol? This is not you.
Drake? Drake?
Because even men can see when women are pretending. Men can see if you are really a good girl or not. And no amount of vixen clothing that you decide to wear or songs about sex is going to convince someone that knows the truth, can just look at you and tell you're not about that life, right?
Stop it.
That's no amount of masking is going to make those people believe that that's really you. She's not a sex symbol. She's trying to be, but that's not who she really is. To Chloe Bailey, go back to being the good girl that you are. It's okay. You don't need to fit in. Fitting in with this world of what? Why do you want to fit in with these other girls?
Why? Why?
A lot of these people go home and they're depressed. They're on antidepressants. They're trying to make their body look a certain way. They're doing all of this stuff and they're not happy. They're shaking their butt and they're not happy still. Jesus gives you identity. I don't know what happened with your parents, but I hope that there's reconciliation. And I hope you realize that using your gifts for good and not for the darkness, God will be honored with that. You don't have to show your body. You don't have to film sex scenes. You don't have to be on Tinashe's Nasty Girl remix. That's not you. It's never been you, Chloe. And that's why a lot of people can see through it and keep calling you out about it. Because we know that that's not you. You are a good girl, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, Chloe, go back to that.